Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the arts of the meal. We're going to break down the rules of modern dining etiquette so you can walk up to any table, anywhere, feeling totally confident and, graceful.
Oh, you know that feeling, right? You sit down, you see this sea of forks and spoons and glasses, and your brain just freezes for a second. Which one do I grab first? Look, it's a super common feeling, but it's one we are about to solve for good.
Because that's really the point of all of this. This isn't about some stuffy old school rule book. It's about feeling comfortable in your own skin, making the people around you feel comfortable, and just sailing through any social or professional meal with effortless style. So, here's what we're going to cover in this explainer. First, we are going to decode that well-set table. Then, we'll dive into the two main ways people use their utensils. After that, we are mastering the silent signals of your napkin. And finally, we'll get to what I think is the most important part of any meal, the art of great conversation. Okay, so let's start before a single bite of food has even been taken. Just understanding the environment around you is honestly the first huge step to feeling at ease.
What's kind of fascinating is that formal seating is almost never random. The host or hostess, they're like the conductor of an orchestra. They'll often seat the guest of honor, the VVIP, right next to them, to the right. And everyone else is placed strategically to make sure the conversation flows and no one feels left out.
Okay, listen up. If you only remember one single thing about all those utensils, make it this one. Work from the outside in. That fork or spoon that's furthest away from your plate, on the outside, that's for your first course. The next one in is for the second course, and so on. It is a foolproof rule that just instantly demystifies the whole setup. So, try to think of all that tableware and glassware not as a test, but as a roadmap. Seriously, every piece is laid out in the exact order you're going to need it, guiding you all the way from soup to dessert. And a little tip, your water glass is usually right above your knife, with any wine glasses sitting off to its right. So now we know which fork to use, but what about how we should use it? Well, this brings us to the two main dining styles you're going to see out there, American and Continental. And this lays it out perfectly. With the American style, you hold your fork in your left hand and your knife in your right to cut your food. Then, and this is the key part, you put your knife down on the plate, switch the fork over to your right hand, and then you take a bite. That's why it's called the zigzag method. Now, the Continental style is a bit more direct. You cut with the knife in your right and fork in your left, and the fork just stays in your left hand to lift the food to your mouth. No switching necessary. So the crucial question is, which one is correct? The answer is both of them. Neither one is better or more proper than the other. The real key is to just pick one style and stick with it confidently through the meal. Grace comes from feeling comfortable, not from following some rigid, imaginary rule.
All right, let's talk about one of the most underrated tools on the entire table, the napkin. It is so much more than just something for cleaning up messes. It's actually a pretty sophisticated tool for nonverbal communication.
The whole life cycle of the napkin is pretty simple. Once everyone's settled in, or when your host does it, you put it on your lap. You want to use it to gently blot your mouth, not wipe. Now, if you have to get up for a moment, place the napkin on your chair. That's a signal that you're coming back. And when the meal is all done, you just place it loosely to the left of your plate. So why all the fuss? Well, because a napkin on your chair tells the server, hey, don't clear my plate, I'll be right back. And a napkin on the table signals that you're finished. It's this elegant, silent language that helps the whole meal flow smoothly, and it shows a lot of respect for your host and the staff. We've totally mastered the tools. Now, let's get to the real heart of the matter. Look, the food is important, of course, but the connection you make with the people around you, that's the real reason we all gather for a meal in the first place. You know, a great dinner party lives or dies by its conversation. This is a fantastic little cheat sheet. You want to stick to topics that invite people in, things like hobbies, travel, books, and try to steer clear of subjects that can make people uncomfortable or create tension, like how much money people make or divisive politics or gossip. The whole idea is to build bridges, not put up walls. And please, remember this. Being a great conversationalist isn't about having the best, most amazing stories. It's about being the best listener. Ask questions. Show that you're genuinely interested in what other people have to say. I promise you, the most memorable person at that table is almost always the one who made everyone else feel fascinating. When you really boil it all down, every single rule we've talked about, from which fork to use to what topics to avoid, it all comes down to this one really beautiful idea.
Etiquette is just a system for showing respect and consideration for the people you're with. That's it. So I'll leave you with this thought. In our super fast-paced, really informal world, maybe taking the time to share a meal with real intention and grace, maybe that's more powerful than ever. It's not just about eating, it's about connecting. And that is an art that is absolutely worth mastering.